Hello there. So let's just jump right in. I've been waiting to play this for a little while actually. Megacorp. Title's absolutely amazing. Played some single player. But yeah, thought I'd explore the rest of it with a stream. So I think we're just going to create a new empire for this rather than these predetermined ones. They've got some Megacorps in here, but I was reading online and none of them really seem worth playing, to be honest. So let's get back to creating a new one. Should we make a fungus Megacorp? Maybe? Not entirely sure. What about snails? Door-to-door snail salesman? Screw it. Big snails. That's what they will be called. That's new. I've noticed that before. Yeah. Traits. Extra food. It's not really as useful as food was once. Food used to add to your growth time. It doesn't seem to do that anymore. So to be honest, I think probably intelligent as a base. That adds to your growth time still, but you know, we'd need to counteract it. We could do that. Sedentary is free as well, so weak and sedentary. You can counteract this one really easily with the technology. Early. Sedentary, there it is. And we don't care about immigration, pop growth. There it is there. What else do we have? Right here, so moving on. Yes, randomly continental snails. More of a tropical-ish world, really, wouldn't it? Do ethics, mega corporation. Alright. So should we make a pacifist? Actually, admin cap. Admin cap's a very big modifier in this new expansion, and it hits mega corporations really hard. I'll show that a little bit later. So let's see if we can stack whatever admin cap we can. That's plus 20. Materials. It's the old building tall ethics, really, isn't it? We'll play that. Private prospectors. Admin cap plus 20. It's worth it. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we're going free civic. Starbase. Experience gain is always a beautiful one. Pop-up, trade value, franchising. Nobody cares. We don't want crime though. Brand loyalty. See if we can stack the session perks quickly.
Our multidisciplinary customer satisfaction specialists are always just a click away. Don't hesitate. Discover limitless possibilities with Megacorp today. Megacorp. The future is our present.
Alrighty then. Multi-stellar corporation. That works. Flag. What sort of flag? We have corporate. That one's fine. Not really fussed with colours. To be honest, stream, I'm colourblind, so that's a meh sort of thing. I prefer the human chips. That works good. And we'll save that. Done. Alright. I man it up so there's no safe scamming. Fallen Empires, Marauder Empires, AI, it's fine. Tech cost, it's fine. Habitable world is fine. Crisis strength, meh. So Commodore. Alright, let's begin then. Let's get this started. How'd we go with tech? Did we get screwed? Did a bit, didn't we? Food to start with, that'll be fine. Maybe we should ship this. Research. That works too. Where are we? It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Free building. Alright, so if you're unfamiliar with the new expansion pack, a lot of the resources have been changed. Minerals has been relegated to kind of like a backseat resource, the same way that credits were in the beginning. Like, it was very, very easy to create games where you were plus 50, plus 100, plus 200, you know, even 25 years into the game. It just didn't seem to have a use. So minerals have been moved to that. So with your planets, minerals get turned into consumer goods at civilian industries. Consumer goods are used as a resource to power some buildings. Let's see if we can find one. There you go. So they turn consumer goods into Unity and amenities. Now amenities is basically your pop happiness. Now the more of that you have, you know, the higher happiness your population has, which is up here. It all affects stability. And that's your value changes from stability. And that's what crime can do. And alright, so your new, you know, tile blockers are all covered in here. Every one of these blocks a potential district, and you can just clear them. It's quite expensive nowadays. It's 300 credits to get rid of it. But you know, some of these could be hiding any of these rare planetary ones, which is pretty good. Ships are now changed. They use alloys, which is created from minerals created in your alloy smelters. Same thing. You get the idea. Research is different. It just shows your combined research number now, which can be kind of frustrating because you have to mouse over it. The biggest change that I don't like is F4 is no longer technology. That's clicked down there, and it'll always show no progress until the first month is over, which is frustrating. I remember the first time I loaded this up after I installed it, I was getting it. No signs at all. Just we'll also start with the extra energy because we're at +3 and 23 minerals. Minerals in space, well, resources in space are very difficult to come by nowadays. So that's not so it's not so nice, but if we can cap out to there, there. So going back to the administrative cap before, that's covered in here. So essentially, the more systems and planets and all the rest that you have, the higher that administrative cap reaches. If you go over that, it starts to increase the cost. It starts off really, really small, but Megacorp suffers an extra 50% penalty. So at +1 over, I think it's 0.01% tech costs, so on and so forth. Obviously, that'll be 0.02% for mega corporations, so it can hit you hard later. It kind of punishes early game tall building. I think, in my opinion, it's purely designed to prevent your early game steamrolling, like just a huge snowball out of proportions. Your massive technology upgrades because you've siphoned everything into that with your ascension perks, so on and so forth. So it's, I don't know, some people hate it, some people like it. I personally don't mind it, but it is what it is. So I think early game probably get another research lab, so also get 400 minerals, which shouldn't be too far away. In the meantime, we've got our scientist here. He's free. I remember if you started with one. We'll research the closed loop, and then we'll come back and go the other way, and then out. Probably build a second one, a third to go out this way as well. Fleets, absolute rubbish. Do we have energy to get out? We do. Now, I haven't really noticed a lot of piracy problems recently in terms of pirates spawning in early games. So that's a very welcome change to start with. So I think we'll play this on fast. And only really pause it for advanced things. So you can't even explore anymore unless you know something about the system. Well, that's a shame. Claim anything. Claims is now relegated to a side tab, that's weird. So I'm probably going to start off in prosperity just to keep our costs. I swear that was +4 before, unless I'm going absolutely nuts. No, I don't think I'm going nuts. Alright. So these are your new brain fire, I forgot what I was going to say. Strategic resources, they've been relegated to essentially another form of income, really. All these,
Upscaling complete.
yay, we built something. Essentially, they're now used in upkeep more than anything else. They're also used in ship costs as well. So, oh, thank you, chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, you kind of want to keep your strategic resources up because it does have a monthly cost in some of your buildings. As you tech through, a lot of these can be upgraded to include your base energy cost, and then this one could be, you know, as an example, dark matter, 0.9 a month or something like that. So you just want to keep that up. Now you can artificially create them with buildings, but the most common way of getting them is through, obviously, your resources here. Mine them with technology. So actually we'll go super fast early game just to get this out of the way so we can begin meeting people. Let's see what else.
Outlier identified.
Interesting, and then we'll research that. However, that's going to take 1600 and something days. So build a a scientist. Cool. Because he's going to be busy there for quite a while. Okay.
Upscaling complete.
Good stuff. So we have our new science ship. What do we have? So we have rocketry. Okay, so we should probably go an industrial. 50% industry. Get him working in the same area so that once our mate's finished, we can shift him. We did that back to front, but whatever. That'll be fine. And then we'll upload. Just need to get this discovered.
Upscaling complete.
Very good. Send him home with the shortcut B so he flies back to the base. Which is now everything's built through the starbase now. There's nothing built through the planet anymore. It's gone. Bye bye planetary starbases. You know what, we could implement a science station or two. We can afford it for now. Extra science can't hurt. Take us to plus 24. Should be an extra kickstart. So we're 75 now. That should probably take it down to about 71, maybe 70. So. Commendable initiative. Good resources at the end of that.
Situation log revised.
Yes, it is. That is now F2 instead of F3, so that can be a little bit confusing. Anomalies are being relegated to a different page, and somebody else is going to win. Right. This is essentially how you control the trade these days. So you've got this trade hub. What was it really explain? Like your science that you can see here, a trade hub controls all the trade that pops up. So the more trade hubs you have in a station, the more jumps away from it. So one will control this, any one jump away, any trade that appears in here will automatically be harvested if we own the system by that trade hub. 2 jumps, see, so on and so forth, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can have your main one here if you've got a good set of choke points. I don't, unless I can get to here, there, and there. I can probably add your standard space station setup rather than this going 6 hubs. And piracy and that is modified here, so I can project 8 jumps. Oh no, I can protect 8 trade. So 8 value anywhere in here is protected. I don't have to worry about being stolen by pirates. To improve on that, I can grab my ships and set up a patrol point. So from wherever they are to wherever I click, I patrol back and forth, reducing piracy in that area by a percentage. There it is. Plus 30, so it seems it's 10 per corvette, which would be handy. Or, you know, you just build guns on your space stations. So, if the game wasn't developed by Paradox, I'd say it's a very American thing. More guns. So, that's not too bad. 2 minerals off the bat. Awesome. Consuming 24, so we're actually producing what, 50? 49.84.
Upscaling complete.
I built research
Outlier identified.
2 in the system. That's not too bad. Send him home. Construction ships don't really have a huge per month cost when they're not docked, but you know, we'll just get it out of the way. Not that we're really getting any benefit from that anyway, but a trade hub built here instead of a... Forget that. First Unity is complete. So I'll go prosperity. Early snowball. Obviously an extra 10% to all your mining stations. I've always preferred prosperity over harmony. You know, it is what it is. Some people have different choices, but not me. I prefer monies. Getting started, get it out of the way. Extra resources for science, perfect. Now you actually have to click on this to see where the stored is. So if it pops up, you know, you can't find it, that's where it is. You click on there, it brings the drop down, then you highlight. It's annoying, but you know, it's hidden out of the way. Or you could find it there as well, but that's no longer bound to F4, so it's not even showing what's stored. Just pause that and check. Yeah, stored. So yeah, only from in here. Thank you very much, chat. Not a problem. Enjoy the rest of your day at work. Don't work too hard. So, moving on. We really want this done so we can start expanding. But that...
Future market survey complete.
Perfect. So he leveled up. What do you get? Nothing. It sucks. So each system you take is added to your admin cap. So you can very, very quickly reach admin cap because obviously from your districts, systems, any colonies you have, it's all increased. So district it's +1, systems and colonies are both +2. And we have extra cap because of the way we picked the prospects that we picked early, but it's not really going to do much. So unemployment, we have a job, pop without a job. So these are the new districts. That's your housing district. You can no longer just, you know, put a pop on each tile the way it used to be. They're now thrown into buildings. Obviously this one produces 5 housing and a simple clerk job. So clerk job is actually in here. So rulers, that's not a clerk job. But you get the idea. Your jobs are there. So 2 executives, clerks are down here. So they're menials, essentially. But we have unemployment, so what we will do is build another district. This early in the game, to be honest, food would probably be better. Just have that stockpiling, so we'll build a sector. They are expensive and they take a long time to build, almost a full year. 300 credits. Well, minerals as well. But that'll increase that. We can store 10,000 of it. So if we ever go broke, food-wise, I guess, that's going to give us a little bit of a buffer. We can take our first outpost, which is built with, you know, influence and alloys. Alloys are made from minerals. Influence is just influence. Everybody knows what influence is if you've played this game before. It does seem to make a lot of things really cheap to buy. Like alloys can be built quite easily. You can just build more of these buildings. Obviously, the mineral cost increases, but it's not difficult to get a lot of minerals. Like this planet, you know, has 8 mining districts once I fully unlock them. Some planets you get shifted with, shafted, sorry, and some you don't. He's going even further. Hurry up. Get stuff moving. So somebody's gonna win. So we are rank 12. Thanks, guy.
Upscaling complete.
So that is the district build. That's been a whole year because we're playing super fast. Now, every one of these is 2 jobs, so only one of them's working, so they didn't increase by much. But you know, over time, when we get the next population up, which is 3.3 a month, because we've got the extra bonus. See what I mean about the food not actually counting anymore? It used to. Amenities are going to have to get increased surely, so we probably need here hollow theatres. it's, you know, 2 income for the amenities instead of consumer goods. That might actually be a better option. Still, it's quite a valuable space. Much more valuable than the way they used to be. Okay, not too bad science off the bat.
Upscaling complete.
So still a plus 18 energy, so to build more stations. We'll send him home after that. Now we're just stuck in the early game slump. I remember when I first started this, it was very, very difficult to expand anything rolling, really. So we'll send him home afterwards and start him back there. And this one will be our first upgraded Starbase 200 alloy. This is a lot cheaper to upgrade. I say it's a lot cheaper to upgrade because
Upscaling complete.
you're generating this and this at the same time. So you don't really have to worry about the huge cost. I think that used to be 350 minerals for the first upgrade, and the second upgrade was 600, and then 1,000 and something afterwards. I don't know, I have to roll back to double check my memory. Whereas this, as long as you've got your mineral income, you don't have to worry about this decreasing. The only thing that really uses it is your ships, so, you know, it's done. So, it just, I don't know, it feels like it's much, much cheaper. It's certainly more difficult to gain, because it's only building slots that grant that to you. So you need these.
Potential market survey completed.
2 science, it's dog shit. Got shafted on that one. Expansion planner, it's kind of been changed. Another thing that's kind of annoying, depending on how you play, is sectors. Like, it auto-creates sectors, so you can't just... where is that? That hotkey is changed as well, there it is. You can't just relegate an entire section of space, like this area for example. If I had all that, I can't just have that and then assign it to a governor. I believe that's part of the new admin cap changes, which is there. So we're already at plus 16 up from plus 12. District and the system. It's kind of annoying, but you've now got that overall. That's just, I don't really see a point for this anymore. There's no auto build function. So what's the point? I don't understand that. So cost and build speed. I prefer upkeep. Upkeep's definitely more useful, especially early stage of the game. You want to try and stockpile as much as you can as quick as possible. Another thing that's changed as well is that you no longer have instant upgrade to your pluses. That is changed at the end of the month. It's the first time you can see that. So I'm going to slow this down now. First planet. These change obviously per planet. You can see that without having to colonize it once they've actually scouted it, or surveyed it, whatever. It'll pop up in here what's available. Another change that I've noticed that was kind of annoying, this is your maximum district size. So at the top there it says it's a size, you know, 13 districts on the planet. So I think I got screwed with my main planet size. So oh no, it's a size 16 planet. That's before this I think size 18 to 20 was your starting planet size, I believe. Beyond me. But yeah, we can obviously improve the cap of these two, but every one of these I built decreases this number here on the right by 1. Oh, and there's your trade as well. So that's how much extra credits my planet is earning currently. And that's essentially at this point just from jobs and stability. Stability's dropped a point, but that's because we had somebody that was unemployed, so that should go back up very shortly. Now all your trade value gets transformed directly into energy credits. Early game, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just an extra plus 35 at this point from trade. 30, there you go, second one down, 35.14. So it's helping us stay in the positive at the moment. Trade can't really decrease unless you're collecting trade from here and it gets pirated. But at the same time, you shouldn't be getting pirated from there because it's getting protected by the station. Only 2 of it is, and that's because we don't have any guns on this. It'd be increased if we did. But yeah, it's not really important at the moment. However, one thing it does open up for you is the market. Where is that? It's on here somewhere. There it is. So early game, you have an internal market. You seem to just be buying and selling to yourself. So I don't understand who you're selling it to. 130 credits will buy you 100 minerals. So it's a 30% markup. But if you're running low on credits for any reason, like I have started a machine empire, and like they get penalized really heavily for energy credits, especially early game because their pops are all
market outlier identified.
So that just decreases so fast as your population grows. Going back to an earlier thing that was discussed, it's now being completely worked. So we jump from +8 to +14 for food. Actually, it's not being completely worked, so that should increase even further. Yep, and then we'll get a second building slot there. I think what I might do, let's get the extra unity straight away. That'll increase consumer goods. We're at +9 now. I think that's 1 consumer good per job, so that'll be, -2 eventually. It could be -4, it might be 2 per job. Either way, the extra unity off the bat will help. That one. Because we want to go deeper into this. More specialist output. It's back in the jobs. So all of these will produce better. And I believe it's at the same mineral cost to start with. So your metallurgists, they're the ones that produce alloys. If the base cost was 1, if it's a 1-to-1 ratio, it'll actually be 1 to 1.1, while still only costing 1, if you follow me. So 1 mineral becomes 1.1 alloy instead. It's definitely worth having. City districts provide more housing, more jobs. Clerks provide amenities and trade value because you're a megacorp. Oh, that's nice. Don't really think that was worth the 1700 days though, but it is what it is. Get that queued up so we can forget about him for a while.
Upscaling complete.
Extra 120. What's it about? That's it. A bit further to go. Come on, let's go. Alright, so that's still +9, that's good. Good growth. That means our pop has increased. Yep. That's just the extra building slot. Fantastic. So it just jumped by another 6. That's huge. my first experience with a food empire since the update. I've been playing machine empires. I don't know. I'm highly fascinated by machine empires. Sound down a bit. Done. If it's too low, let me know. I can turn it back up. It's almost surveyed. Hurry up. Let's see how the planet's going. So you can't really see it.
Upscaling complete.
But with your map markers down the bottom here, you should be able to see the mouse at least moving around. You've got this extra button that's just been, you can just see it because of the overlay. That's your trade routes. It shows you where you're pulling in trade and from which station it's moving. Now we've only got one station at the moment, so it's this station here that's shifting there. It is being protected, so at the moment it's +10 for if there's any trade in this node, and that's because the starbase is +8 and you +2 base protection. As I said earlier, that increases if your station up here has guns or if you're patrolling with your ships, but this will slowly increase with the more systems you take. You can also set your trade route, so you can expand it. So if you owned out here, you click in there and tell it to shift to there, and then that will auto. You don't have to worry about setting that one up. It'll automatically, from the closest point, go directly to your main trade hub. You don't have to worry about that. But you can also set different routes. Like if I wanted to go from here to there, to there, to there, and home, you can. It's just for me at least, but that's because I'm highly lazy when it comes to this game. I just want everything to work now and work well. So this starbase is increased, 2 modules, 1 building. We could put the trade hub in here. This early, I don't really see any reason why you should be building it, because it does have an upkeep, and we don't know if we can collect anything just yet. We know we can't collect anything here, but we don't know about these two, so we'll just leave this for the time being. We could put a shipyard in there, but at the same time, piracy's been decreased early game, so you don't necessarily need the extra ship generation at this point. We could just increase that. See, already, look, we're halfway to reinforcing that fleet fully already. It just seems so much cheaper.
Research actualized.
Alright, research. Wow. Grab that one. I don't care if it takes me 82 months or not. That's huge. The second technology, that is absolutely massive. Take that. Alright, so yeah, 3 energy, good food-ish. Mining's not too bad. Energy's, ugh. You're gonna get very few building slots. You probably won't even get the 75 unlocked for that planet. So I don't think I'll be taking this one unless I have nothing else. So we're still at 16. That's good. Nice. That's welcome. We'll end up expanding out this way as well, but with the administration cap, it's got to be more concerned with strategic expansion these days rather than just I want to own all of this and all of it now. Especially early game, you want to move out in the direction that you can sustain and you can still grow, because like if you're playing a machine empire, this increases your leader cost as well. and leader cost for machines. So you've got already the pop cost for the leader, plus the leader cost, plus the increase. It starts to drain your energy really, really quickly. It's not so much of a big deal with food pops, food empires, because you can just build more food. There's only so much energy you can have sitting there at once. Plus it increases your unity costs, yeah, technology, traditions, leaders, and campaigns. And campaigns are obviously edicts and stuff. That's much as well. There it is. So that was F7. So increase these costs. And I'm an idiot. I should have had that. That would have reduced my 1700 to about 1500. Made everything a lot faster. More unity once we have more jobs.
A system has been surveyed.
It's not applied yet, but that'll also produce, it actually will produce society research as well, which is quite handy. What do we get? Bad, I'll take that. But no, that's pretty good. It's definitely a good starting system. Because we have 6 minerals there as well. Okay, so what is it that gives us decreased influence cop? Because that was 63 for the starbase. Beyond me. I'll take it. It should be 75. It's 63 at the moment. I don't recall researching any. Ah, wait a minute. No.
Market outlier identified.
Nope. Can't explain it. But I'll take it and I won't complain. See, there's your trade value. So that will automatically be collected by here if I put a starbase in. I probably will, to be honest.
Future market
That's
survey
3
complete.
credits, plus 2 there. So that's the system's worth 5. Plus whatever this shitty one is.
Upscaling complete.
So build all this because we can afford it. And then tell him to come up here and build that as well. And it's definitely a lot easier to get early game credits. Your expansion capabilities are only going to be really hindered by how far you're willing to push that. Ugh.
Research actualized.
Issues 20% research for society. I'll take that. Pop growth or unity. Oh, that's tough. Unity will eventually translate to research speed, but that can also translate to research speed, empire growth. Let's do that first. 7 months until that one's done. Hasn't increased it by much though. There we go. Just 3 alloys. Take that. Sweet immunity. Now, wood. Start first. Next month, this will tick over. If you watch this, you'll see how much this increased by. It's quite handy.
Outlier identified.
So that's increased by 1. That was 2. That was 1. That was none. And that's purely because down the specialists, you see what jobs they have. So researchers, your research would increase. Alloys have increased. Manager. Which building requires manager? that one. So yeah, unity's been increased, so your trade value and society research. Society got a double increase. It's risen by 2. Yeah, by +3. Wasn't too bad. I'll take it. That's your housing. You can have overpopulation, which increases crime. Why is it decreasing? Why is it decreasing? Okay, it's decreasing then. Good for you. It could also have actually been increased because I built a mining station. Eventually though, I will have to start building another civilian industries. But that's fine for the time being. That'll stockpile at 10,000. Not too worried about that at the moment. Does chat have any questions? Cool, that's easy. Hurry up. Get moving.
Research actualized.
There's next research, 20% increased engineering. Probably go afterburners because they increase your sublight. I'll go afterburners. That's huge. Love that. First strategic resource, and it's gases. So that was discovered in Runner down here, but we don't have the tech for it. And strategic resources can also stockpile. You can have 10,000 of each. And it's definitely wise storing up as much of those as you can, because as I said earlier, they are used as upkeep for some of your buildings now. So if you remember pre-patch for this, you would get your hydroponics building tech upgrade level 2 and then 3. These days it's now every one of those tech levels after that requires you know, an extra item. Sometimes it could be a strategic, sometimes it could be more minerals, sometimes it could be alloys, but your tech 2 and tech 3 buildings will always require more, for want of a better word. So they're growing nicely. Should be growing, yeah, 3.3. It's not too bad. Can't increase that much just yet. Especially because I didn't take that technology. +7.
Future market survey complete.
Take that. So it's +5 there, +7. The trade plus this credits makes it +5. Used as opponents just yet. I wish this was still F1, but they've changed it. It's frustrating. You know, that's what it is there. That's what I was looking for. Why the star bases were cheaper. I keep forgetting to look up here because I mostly play machine employees. Oh well. Stupid is as stupid does. So keep exploring, please. Governor? Oh no. It's your first ruler isn't a leader. I hope you don't have to pay upkeep fee. Whoever. That is very handy. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Market outlier identified.
Okay, no. I knew I couldn't be that lucky having everything in one. Alright, so I might end up building another science vessel just to get started down here. Do that, and then come out this way, please. That's a choke point.
Outlier identified.
Get that done. Alright, build. So it's all fully closed right down to there. I like that. I just survey to there
Upscaling complete.
first. Straight down, build the outposts through there, and then we'll worry about this slot. Border status. So I'm going to do that. I should probably have it closed, but then I won't be able to change that for 10 years. Prohibited. I can't change the ethics. It's not really worth doing though. There you go. So yeah, different trade options. I forgot all about this. You can actually, that's just pure energy. It decreases your energy, but you know, you get extra consumer goods, which is handy. That means less minerals being used. And that one's probably the most valuable one. I should have done that immediately. That's less energy, but far more unity per trade point. So each point is 0.5 energy, 0.15. So what's our trade value at the moment? 37, so you're probably looking at an extra 12 or 13 unity. No? No. 8 or 9. Math is probably way off. It's just rough. But we'll switch it to that. That's our economy. You can change what's being used and where. So alloy usage is increased. Well, production is increased by 15%, but that's increased by 25%. Mixed is, you know, standard, no pluses or minus, and that's the opposite. You get extra goods, but you use extra alloys. Food balance, I've done this a long time ago. That's an extra 25% upkeep, but more happiness, and your pop grows faster. I'm an idiot, I should have done that a long time ago. Defensive wars, it has to be like the way because of pacifistic. It needs to be pacifistic to get the extra admin cap. That can also be increased, by the way, with technologies later. I think there's 2 technologies, one's plus 10, one's plus 20. Come on, that's nice. I keep trying to hit F4 for technology, but it just doesn't work like that anymore. more minerals to...
Upscaling complete.
That's not too bad. Build you quickly, just to get you out of the way. Notice the trade icon disappeared. Disappeared because this station has a trade hub that we discussed earlier. So it's automatically being collected because it's a one-jump collection. There's only a trade line there because that's actually a station. However, that will happen a lot. It'll just fluctuate around something severe, but primarily holds a great deal of metal and does indeed hide some mineral machinery. The gather data clearly shows that its constituent parts contains great quantities of stored energy, but its purpose remains unknown. Let's probe it, shall we? Something failed. Proved unfortunate, but the asteroid was hitting a host of old mining drones programmed to attack on site. The drones have attacked the ship. It did.
Evading competitive fleet.
There it is. Yeah, you need to go away. He's dead. Sorry. Let's reinforce him. So we have to go down there and kill it. Which is unfortunate. Extra clerks.
Upscaling complete.
Need more amenities. I believe it went up by 7.
Potential market survey completed.
Scientific communities reacted with curiosity, posing the question as to why the drones were originally placed inside the asteroid. Were they guarding something?
Situation log revised.
F2 for the log. That's it there. However, we need to improve the fleet. Weapons range. That can't hurt. It takes 30 days to do that. 25, tropical world. I'll take that. So what was that? That was 409. Alright, give me a second stream. I just need to AFK for a moment and go to the bathroom. Won't be too long.